Hey there, today I wanted to talk a little bit about some tips and tricks and the difference between Chiz and Hanel. Hanel obviously reveals the silhouette and rarity of 5 items and then 2 from round 2 forward. And then Chiz reveals the silhouette of 8 items and then reveals them completely in round 3. So why is this important? If we go into the collection index and we press the red one, you can see the golden koi statue can only be revealed by Chiz, the car can only be revealed by Hanel, the heart can only be revealed by Chiz, the antique suitcase, the unknown access card can only be revealed by Chiz, the fish can be revealed by Hanel, these 2 boxes can be revealed by Hanel, the portable folding screen can only be by Chiz, the flower is only by Chiz, the lotus vase is by Hanel, Jade is by everyone, and all of the rest down here is by Chiz. So if you want to gamble for the car, fish, or these 2 boxes here in round 1 to 2, Hanel is very good at that. Remember, in round 1 it's really hard to win. You're ideally looking for a round 2 win with Hanel, and what you're basing your value off is the size of the box and if it has one of these 3 items in it. That is how you figure out the value of a box with Hanel, but it's not always that straightforward. Obviously with Chiz, all you're trying to do is stall until round 3. The issue with Chiz is if you get something like the car in round 1 and there is a Hanel that unravels the car in round 1, you will almost always lose if you don't hit the rarity device on the car. Since Hanel hits it, she can identify it round 1 and therefore they're probably gonna go all in. The saving grace is if you are bidding, if you see the car in round 1 and you see this shape on Chiz, you can bid at least 500k. That way they have to bid above 1 million. You can also go all out if you don't care about losing and bid 1 million. That way they can't get it at all. But keep in mind, if you bid 1 million and you lose, you potentially lose like 800 earnings. So I don't recommend doing it. If you bet 500k, the chance of losing something isn't that big if it is a big box. If it's a small box, you should never do it. But a big box, you can definitely bet 500k on the first round. The problem is the second round, you won't know. If the Hanel is smart, she bet 300k round 1 and then she bets high in round 2. Because if she bets high in round 1, then you will know she unraveled most likely the car or something similar. And then you can high bid in round 2 as well to stall her. And then in round 3 you will know if it's the car or not. So that is the issue between Chiz and Hanel. That is everything you really need to know. Let's get into the recordings of 2 different gameplays so we can talk over how to identify the exact value of the boxes. Let's get into the first video, which is a Chiz one. I'm gonna showcase you the differences between Chiz and Hanel and what are the bad scenarios for both. You can see here we hit nothing with Chiz, so I used the reveal silhouettes from my device and I hit an item pretty far down, so I know it's a big box. For some reason I decided to be stupid and go 350k even though it's a big box, so it's definitely worth way more than that. There's a Hanel that bids 600k, which saves the day. And another Hanel bids 1 million, so we know there's probably something valuable in this box, we just don't know it. I used the rarity reveal and unfortunately I still have no information at all in this box, but I should assume since it's a big box, it's at least worth more than 500k and I can't lose any money at 500k value. So I decided to go 700k because the Hanel went 1 million and I'm trying to block the Hanel from winning before round 3 so I can maybe get some more information on this box. So the Hanel goes 1 million again and I up my bid to 700k to block that 1 million. Then we get the rarity of 2 items from the public intel and then we get some Chiz information. And now we know there is one valuable red and plus 1 more red, but we don't know how valuable it is, so I used reveal 2 items. Unfortunately, I hit 2 completely useless items, so we didn't get any more information. All I know is that there is 1 valuable red and then 1 random red down here. I decide maybe this Hanel is onto something, and the box is definitely worth 800k. In hindsight, watching this back, I would have gone higher if I knew what was actually in the box, and I would definitely have gone around 900k for this box myself. But we have very little information. All we know is that the box is big, there is 2 red items and a bunch of empty spots. So if we assume this item is the bad red item and it's worth 300k, plus the 300k we have already revealed, that means that there is maybe 200 to 300k left in the empty spots. So that would be around 900k total, so the box is probably worth around 900k. So I go with a 900k bid, also to block the Hanel, hopefully, so I can go to round 5. Maybe we get some more information on the box or not. But 900k is probably around the estimated value of this box for the actual information I have available. This is the bad part about Chiz. I do not get any information outside of round 3, and I just have to deal with the information I do have. Also, as I mentioned earlier, Chiz can't unravel the car, so if there is a car in here, it's a really bad situation. But we will get an example on how the car works in the next video, but from Hanel POV. But it works the same with Chiz. I decide to go 749. Say this is the last round. I'm probably not winning this round. This guy's bidding 1 million. I don't have enough information. I'll just go with a safe bet. And it turns out there's more than 2 red items in this box. And there is a fish which is worth a lot. So unfortunately I lost out on that one. Then we have the Hanel Run. We get no information at the start of this run at all. So I decide to go silhouettes to try and see how big is this box. And lo and behold, I hit the koi and a 6 item slot, which is the 2 items Hanel can't identify by any means. So now I have to decide, do I gamble big for these 2 items and potentially lose a lot of money, or do I just give this win to Chiz? Or do I stall it to round 5 and then bid in round 4 accordingly to what Chiz bids? I decide to reveal the rarity of the items. Unfortunately, I don't hit the 6 item piece, so I still have no clue how much it's worth. It could be a purple, it could not be. The only thing we know is that it could potentially be a koi, which is very unfortunate for us. So we still have no idea what the value of this box is. It could be 150, or it could be worth 25 million. We have no clue. I decide to high roll and say 500k. Chiz goes 300k. She doesn't know what's in the box yet. This is round 3. Chiz knows what's in the box. Either she'll bid high or she'll bid low. I decide to use reveal 2 devices and I say, fuck it, I'm gambling on this being at least 300k worth red item, and that's gonna make my money back. That's what I'm gambling on, and if it turns out to be a koi, then I'll be very happy. But if this is a red 6-piece item that's worth 600k, I will make quite a bit of money on this run in round 3. I should in hindsight have waited to round 4 to check what Chiz was bidding. Chiz bid 200k, so it's probably a really bad box. And those items is probably a purple. Let's see what it turns out to actually be. Unfortunately, this is the downside of playing Hanel. You can get some round 1 to 2 really high rolls, or you can get the rounds where you have no clue what the box is actually worth. But with Chiz you can also get big boxes that you have no clue what the value is. And unfortunately for me, this box is worth absolutely nothing. It's worth 188k. Unfortunately, it was a purple and the Chiz probably knew it with that 200k bid. So in this round, Chiz would have been way better. In the first video, Hanel would have been way better. So it's technically just pick whichever strategy you want to play in the auction event. and that's gonna depend on if you wanna use Hanel or Chiz. I prefer running the Chiz strat, but if you prefer high gambling in round 2, then Hanel is definitely better for that. But there is downsides to running both of them, and you won't always know the exact value of the box. You have to put your clues together of how big the box is and what other people are bidding. And other people can try to scam you by bidding high and then bid low to make you overbid so they win money. So it's a very mind game and it's very complicated. But I hope these tips and tricks that I have provided in this video help you to figure out what the actual value of the box is by considering how big the box is, how many empty spots there are, and the colors of the revealed items, and what character you're using. If you want any more tips for this event, or if there's any tips that you think I'm missing and haven't taught you about, leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to cover them in my next videos. That's gonna be everything for today. Hope you enjoy and hope it helps out.